Are you sick of us yet? I didn't think so. Otherwise, why would you click this video?
Are you sick of us yet?
Are you sick of us? So, hello and welcome to the VGF Monday Night Rollback.
And we hope you're not sick of us, because apparently we are, with that passive aggressive tone.
No, that's kind of what I was suggesting, that we do this every week, so whoever's watching us has seen this like quite a few times.
Yeah. No, but if they're watching us every week, they'll be like, what we do, eh?
Yeah, I suppose.
That's all good.
That means you're not sick of us because you're still here. Nice. So yeah, I'm Weird Link, otherwise known as John Board, and I'm here with
Case of Chaos, otherwise known as Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Not the one that May fancies.
What? Or who knows? So yeah, we're back with another one. Reinhardt, our reigning champion.
Again.
Not seen him on the throne enough times, and he's still just like, he's one of those guys that, like, whenever we play different fighting games, he's usually the one that gets absolutely shafted, but when we play Strife, he just fucks us up.
Oh, it's when he digs into a game, he proper knows it, and yeah, I feel like he's probably the most brain player out of all of us, because he's the best at just applying that grappler gameplay, like, and forcing you into the situations where he knows he's at advantage.
I mean,
where the rest of us would say, especially myself, are a lot more we play more instinct.
yeah, well, it's also just like him, like, grinding because, oh no, Potemkin is weak, I need to know all these like super fucking obscure tech, and I need to do like Karabakh Mega Fist and stuff like that, which is valid to a point.
I've got to say though, like, he picks up, if an anime game has like a pure grappler like Potemkin, then he picks that stuff up proper quick, as you'd expect him to.
That's almost like saying if a character is a parry in any game, then all of a sudden I know how to play it. Yes, because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Which is good, because convertible skills. But this is why I suck at Street Fighter 6, but I can do perfect parries.
You've not had a game similar in terms of Street Fighter or most of our characters.
I mean,
to play, really.
The closest I had to Street Fighter 6 was either Street Fighter 4, but I didn't really play that properly, or KI, because KI has a similar button layer.
Yeah, but it's like a much faster paced game.
Yeah, well, that should be my advantage then, because I just need to slow it down.
The closest game we've both had is Samurai Showdown, because they're both footsie heavy games. It's just Samsho is like, you don't have to combo.
Yeah, but Samsho, but you can actually link stuff together in Street Fighter, but in Samsho you cannot really do that. Like, you can link like one or two things, but that's it.
It's like a normal move into like a special or a super. But at the end of the day, it's still at the end of the day, it's the core gameplay is still like relatively slow paced for Street Fighter, and like really slow paced for Samsho. But it's all about baiting the opponent into throwing like a bad button, and then going for a big a nice big punish.
I suppose, yeah. Well, point is,
yeah, unlike Guilty Gear where you're just going.
we just kind of went on a tangent here, but my point was that Reinhardt is really good at Strive, and every other game that we play, he tends to fall behind, and that's because he really is putting his time into Strive. And recently, what I've been doing is that I've been playing other games, so I can break my bad habits in Strive, which has been working. But that means that some of the muscle memory that I build up in other games, I want to use in Strive, and I just fuck up because it doesn't work.
See, I'm actually quite jealous of that. Whenever I pick up other games, I tend to fall like way behind in Guilty Gear. Like, I feel like that's what happened the past few weeks. Like, I was just more playing other games and other non-fighting games.
Well, that's probably the problem, because I've been like, if I play a different game, it's a different fighting game, so I'm still doing the same thing in a different thing. But like, I get where you're coming from, because when I did this, like, the first time around when I was playing what was the game? I think it was Exard when I started playing Exard again.
Yes, it would be Exard when you started playing Exard.
No, but what I mean is that when I picked it up again, and I put like a decent amount of time in it when I was getting ready for the Edinburgh tournament.
Yes,
that's when my Strive actually suffered for it, because I got so used to playing Exard that my Strive just like my entire mind was just like in Exard, and I needed to like rewire it to go back to Strive.
I'm not between the two games I'm not having that problem, but that's because I feel like I'm playing totally different characters. Like I get it, like Viking and both Strive and Exard are different characters, but she still has a lot of the same moves.
It's the same as Samsho. Like it's a different game, it's a different character, but still is the same because all the normals look the same.
Yeah,
but yeah, so
I don't have that problem playing as Leo in Strive and Sin and Exard.
Yeah, but still, it's like where I was getting at is that when I started playing Tekken, because I just wanted to do I wanted to get out of my bad habits, and I started playing Tekken just so I can play a different game that feels different, that doesn't let me jump all the time, because that's my thing. I actually figured that like I have reached a point where it's like if my eyes see that particular like UI and that fighting game, my muscle memory just like reacts to that. So I know like if I start playing Tekken, I'm not going to do any Guilty Gear shit. If I start playing like any other fighting game that I've been playing, like if I see Street Fighter, I know exactly the buttons I need to press. If I play KI, it's like every game, like I've managed to compartmentalize in my head.
Do you feel like just because of the sheer amount of time you've spent in Guilty Gear compared to myself, your brain naturally goes towards Guilty Gear, no matter what game we were playing. When for me, I've never had that problem. Like
I mean, it was a problem initially because I used to play Strive for a long time and nothing else.
Yeah.
And then when I started branching out, it was kind of messing me up. But now at this point, I have played a decent amount of time in every game that I play. That my brain just like, I see the UI, I see the characters, it associates the experience with the game I'm playing, so the muscle memory adjusts to it.
Yeah.
So when I go back to, I still have a tiny bit of lag in my head when it comes to like playing Exard and going back to Strive, or the other way around.
A lot.
But the rest is fine.
My theory is that it's just you going back to biking a lot, or biking-ish characters, because like I've never had that problem. Like maybe when I first started playing fighting games properly, and I went from, I guess it must have been Guilty Gear to Samsho, I was a bit like, what is this? This feels so wrong.
Yeah, but when I go from Strive to Exard to Samsho, I'm playing the exact same character.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, to me, it's literally just the game that I need to like remember, not the character, because I know the character inside out.
Well, that's one reason why I'm not playing Leo and Exard. I don't want the wires getting crossed.
I mean, it only crosses for like a couple of, like, you need to switch between the games like every once in a while, and
when you're practiced about it like you are, it's not going to be a problem anymore. But I just wanted to, not only did I want to avoid that, but I just like the idea of playing different characters and from different iterations of the game.
True.
Especially when it's like Sin from Exard, because goddamn, it's just so good.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a completely unrelated intro to what we're doing. Well, kind of, because I was going off about.
Hello and welcome to the BGF podcast.
Yes. So I was going off about how Reinhardt is like a proper specialist, that he's basically playing nothing but this game when it comes to fighting games, and whenever he picks something else up, he never gets to a point where it's like semi-decent. I mean, in KI, what he has been doing it's okay.
Yeah.
But like clearly he's not put enough time into that game.
Yeah, well,
I mean that could be said to.
Shall we talk about the tournament more? Like, I feel I was really disappointed with my with how I did during that tournament, but I feel like that's because I just thought like, I'll just like practice some combos and train them. Well, it'll be fine. I'll remember it. No, I didn't, man. Like,
it's not just that, but combos are like the easiest thing you can do in KI. Like literally, what you need to learn is the neutral, because the combos are easy. Like once you're in it, you just press buttons.
For me, it was because I didn't play online that much before tournament. Like I just wasn't in the flow of the game. So I feel like I could have done a lot better if I actually properly practiced and wasn't being just lazy about it.
I mean, the way the tournament started, yeah. So we're talking about the Battle Launch 5 tournament that took place last week.
Sorry, I just sort of assumed most of our audience was from there.
Well, yeah, yeah.
So no.
But if you're watching and you haven't taken part in this, then yeah. So basically, it was a tournament in the game that is like, let's say the home game for Battle Launch 5. The game that these guys play, the game that is considered the main game for the Battle Launch 5 guys.
We're like the hub of Killer Instinct for Britain.
Yeah, pretty much. So as the Killer Instinct hub, and we the Strive players are like invading the space, even though we're part of this scene, but we're like.
Even though we're partially funding it as well.
Well, at the moment we're more than 50% funding it, so I hope more people start like doing it. So yeah, the idea is that all these guys have been playing this game for years, and we're just like, yeah, let's have a crack at it, let's do it. And I spent my last week not playing any Guilty Gear. I literally only played KI just before the tournament, and what happened is that the first round, when everybody was playing, the entire beach hit was put to losers bracket, which was like brilliant. So
which I wasn't too. Look, man, like for some absolute KI killers there, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that's what I thought as well. And so Shelf, who I just met, like he's one of the players there. Like he's probably the more competitive members of the BLF.
Yeah.
So he put like he was basically like first game in the entire tournament. He was put up against me, and he specifically said that he's going to counterpick for me because he doesn't like the Hisaku mirror. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. And then he put me in losers, and then he asked me if I wanted to know what I did wrong, and then he explained to me what he did wrong, and then I watched him play and all that. Like basically, I was just like, I was watching him play, trying to understand his game plan, and in the meantime people were put to losers. I fought Sampu first. I almost lost to him. It was literally down to the absolute wire.
Oh yeah.
And once I got that, like after that I just climbed. I just went to climb the entire losers bracket all the way to the grand finals, which was like the most mind-blowing thing ever, because I was like, I thought these guys were like proper like hardcore KI players, but it turns out that it is their main game, but the majority of the guys don't really play all that much anymore. So I had a fighting chance, and obviously the only person that I had failed to beat is the same person that I managed to not beat when we had the KI event on our own thing, was Maku. So it was me and him in the grand finals, and I was just like, oh, this is great. And
I like it. You did what I did for the Aberdeen Strive tournament. You got boosted into the loser bracket the first round, and then you just had to claw your way up to the finals. Which
I did not expect, because I was just like, everybody here knows KI better than I do. All I have is like some casual experience from like 5 years ago, and then some recent experience when I was just like practicing the game and trying to get more tech.
You probably know more about KI specifically, but you as a person, you're just going to have more general fighting game experience. Not experience, but recent playtime.
Yeah, okay. I can give you that.
Yeah.
Recent playtime is a good indicator.
Because it feels like a lot of the guys there want to turn up more than we want to play more fighting games, turn up to the BLF more often.
Yeah.
But life gets in the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like either way, that was an absolutely great tournament in terms of my perspective, because to me, I was just the shonen protagonist who got booted down to losers.
From my perspective, I just felt like an absolute jobber, so I was like, fuck's sake. I was absolutely livid when I got put out, by the way. It's my fault.
Well, that's just like, like if you don't practice, that's kind of what happens. And that's kind of what I expect next week, because I know that the game that we're going to play, nobody really plays it. But I've been playing in Senpu, and he just like absolutely shafted me. So I was just like, I'm not sure what to do.
Well, he's got the anime experience, and so does Jamie.
Yeah, but like, so do I, because I've been playing.
I mean, like proper anime, not like Strive, for example.
No, but not just Strive. We Exard. We played Persona. I was pretty decent at Persona.
Yeah.
We had like what else did we play? There were a couple of anime fighting games that we just like had fun with. So it's like I do understand how they work.
Yeah.
It's just
Vem's Fighting Hearts as well.
Well, it's not really anime.
Well, I mean like
it's only
long ass combos, like a lot of the characters have air jumps and dashes, stuff like that.
Only one character does an air dash. Everybody else just jumps once. Yeah, it's not really an anime fighting game, but it's kind of close.
Similar.
Well, point is, okay, so let's stop rambling.
It's a slightly slower Skullgirls, let's say that.
So this was supposed to be about how Reinhardt is like a specialist in this game, and we ended up talking about like tournaments and stuff. So basically, so you were the spoon holder, so you got to set the bracket, and you decided to fight
yourself.
Me first. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, was it me? Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it was you.
So you went against. We had a couple of practice games, and we did like a best of 5, and you beat me there. So I think you were just like, yeah, I have my chance. Let's go with it. But there's one thing that I have learned is that every time we have a practice session, whoever wins the practice session loses the actual game.
That's not my experience. I've always been like, you're better at backing up how somebody's playing at the moment, right there and then. When compared to me.
Yeah, but like
most of our practice sessions, it's like if I start off winning more, then the later it goes on, the more you figure me out, and then it eventually gets even. If not, you get more wins.
No, but when it specifically goes to Monday Night Rollback, what is the usual case? If we have a practice session and I beat you in the practice session, then I'm going to lose in the actual bracket. And if it's the other way around, it tends to. It's always like it's never the person who wins the practice session who wins the actual game.
It's not fate. It's not voodoo. It's like totally not voodoo. No, it's like we're just going in and getting that knowledge, man.
I guess
that's how it is. Knowledge.
So yeah,
it's about time we actually got into the match.
But just to explain the bracket, so. Winner gets the bye, second gets the bye, so they start at round 2, and you decided to go against me.
Yes. So whoever was the spoon holder from last week designs the bracket. He decides who they're going up with, and then the final 2 players will then fight off as well.
Yes, and you decide so you decide which side of the bracket you're going up on. So you can decide you're going as the second or the first place from last week, and. Whoever loses their first game, depending on their performance, they have to face up for the spoon, because we need to keep the spoon tradition going. That is like a BGS specialty. So the people who have the bye from last week, if it's still their first game, and they lose that. If they are like, even they can be one of the 2 worst performing players and then go to that spin match. So the one thing that we don't do is that we don't give free wins for the people who get the bye. So they get the bye in terms of like they started round 2, but they don't get the free win.
Yeah.
So they are still eligible to go into the spoon match.
I don't know if it'd take a lot of time, but like a cool wee infographic for whenever we're explaining this shit would help out.
Well, it's just gonna be the bracket, so yeah, let's get the bracket up and let's get it started. Let's rock
and roll. It's me, it's you, na 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 na. Case of Chaos versus Weirdling.
I was wondering where this song was going.
Well, it's me and you.
Yeah, it's just like I was like, do you have any other lyrics, or is it where you're just going to stop it?
I couldn't really come up with any. I couldn't come up with a way to like join them together, so I just awkwardly paused.
So, yeah, I realized that I shouldn't be on player one side because my intro is just longer than everybody else's, so it just takes way longer to come in. But
oh, is that you trying to harken back to our gauntlet days? So you should be player 2 of the champion. Is that it?
not necessarily. It's just I just want the intro to be shorter, so it's less editing.
I know. I'm just being alone.
I see. Right.
But yeah, bro, like I was relatively confident going into this, obviously because of a training session before that.
Hence, you picked me as your first opponent.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I wasn't really sure who I had a good chance with because I was going into this day like kind of with confidence because I had the spoon twice in a row.
Yeah.
Not kind of. I was just like doing. Let's face it.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I think you're letting the spoon get to you again.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything. Like I have seen like as we were playing this game, like I was going for moves that would tilt you, and they did, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because that means that. Yeah, like, you know, just jumping back to Tammy. It's like something you can work with because you can easily get by that. But you get hit by it twice, and I can just see the tension just building up in you.
Yeah, like it was the spoon notches and my performance at the BLFPI tournament. It's just I just let that get to me, which I shouldn't because it's just a game, man.
Also, what does KI have to do with Strife? This is the game you're good at.
Well, yeah. I don't know, it's just like an ego of like fighting games in general, I suppose, but...
Yeah, but that's what you need to leave behind. Like the time I started to become like decent is when I just lost my ego in terms of like fighting.
Cause you just want to improve.
Yeah, because I don't know if you haven't really seen me play at the KI tournament, but my entire
nice gun, bro.
Thanks, man. It's
and a good dodge there.
You remember when I turned to you after this, I was like, that was a complete fucking accident.
Oh, so it was, yeah.
And I remember that just me saying that just made you enrage because I was just like I did not fucking mean that. I was going to dash towards you, and you crossed me up. And
I wasn't being like vocal about it, but I was just being my typical, just like quiet ass, like fucking seething.
No, I know, like, when you're quiet, I know you're raging, because if you're not raging, you're not quiet. So, yeah, so the point I was making is that when I was playing on the KI tournament, I was fully ready to lose at any point.
Yeah.
And that in itself just made me so calm
that
I didn't.
I feel like I was ready to lose, just not as hard as I was. Like, I had a lot more fun the first game. But I don't know, I just like choked the second game. But now, like, back to this game, like, like you're doing a good job at just keeping me out. Like, I know full well from watching the last game, like I'm like doing too many micro dashes when I should just be pressing like a normal, like an attack button, like maybe like my kick, just something that's like relatively quick for the range instead of like trying to get in and headbutt.
The other thing, I did say this to you on the day, that I started blocking more, because, you know, whenever I jump in on you, you know I'm going to press a button.
Yeah.
So it's very likely that you're going to either do a DP, or you're just going to do like 6P or something that will stop me.
Yeah.
So
I'm used to you challenging.
Yeah, so I was just like, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do empty jumps with just blocks, and see what happens. And whenever you do a DP, like, I get a fat punish from it, so I'm just like, it's better to be patient, especially against Leo, because Leo has like such good like anti-everything moves like that.
Yeah. I mean, good anti-everything, but because he has so much stuff to balance on, that has to be high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Which is what you're taking advantage of.
Yeah, so I was just like, I was trying to grab, I was trying to block. Basically, I was trying to use the tools that is not very characteristic of my game plan in general.
Yeah, no, you're doing like an excellent job of that so far.
So yeah, like, and also just like knowing that like sitting next to you, I could feel that you were like silent, and like, you know, like the quiet rage was coming through. And I was just like, oh my god, okay, so I know that if you're in that state, all I need to do is moves that upset you, and then I have the game, because you will just lose it.
Just like any zoning shit, like. I'm actually not as bad against zoners now. It's just, well, except for when I'm like miffed. When I'm like, oh.
It's not like, all I need is the same with whenever we play against Reinhardt, like all he needs is one good read and you're absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is that I'm looking for those like clearly like high read moves like parries, air grabs, all that kind of stuff. Because if I can make you feel like that I know exactly what you're doing, that's gonna tilt you. And I was looking for that as soon as I saw that you were in your head, and I could see that you were like in a position where you are really easy to get salty. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use everything in my power to get you salty, because then we'll win me the game.
That's the thing, like, all sort of like fighting, warfare, whatever you want to say, you can't just let your opponent know that how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna take advantage of that.
Or it's like, or the other thing is just don't have any hard feelings in general, because whenever I like fighting you in a like whenever I fight you in a scenario where you're like calm and calculated, I feel way more threatened than when I know that you're salty. Because if you're salty, you're gonna make mistakes, and I know that.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to bait those.
Yeah, I think I do a lot better in like a proper tournament situation, because I don't know, I'm just better at focusing and thinking, no, I'm not going to be salty. I didn't like travel all the way here just to be a salty little bitch and get pissed out. I'm focusing.
Well, that's the same mindset you need to apply here as well. And that's the aggro.
Yeah.
Well, this is... Well, I think I broke down pretty well what was going on as it was happening, even though I didn't press individual moves as it was going. But, yeah.
No, we were not then like about the game as a whole instead of like, you know, call-out plays, stuff like that.
So, yeah, that's... Well...
So as we can see, that's you through to face Reinhardt.
Yeah, which is like my favourite matchup in the VGF. I just love it.
I mean, like, I'll be honest, I kind of picked Reinhardt as my second, just because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through, but I kind of want to get more practice against just Potemkins in general. So even if I did get through and I didn't win, I'd still be like,
I mean,
why not?
To be perfectly honest, like, I'm not sure if I want to play Reinhardt or Makamore, because both of those people just absolutely demolished me in general. Yeah,
well, as you the audience could see from the past how many weeks, it's just been those two passing the baton.
Pretty much.
I don't know why I went so French there, but fair enough.
Just because you haven't said Sukiyaman yet. So, yeah, I mean, I've said everything I had to say.
Yeah, man, like, nothing much else we could say. Like, well, you played well, like, I was too salty, but I've learned, so...
No, but that's the thing, like, whenever you, like, it's not your play that is bad, it's your mental that's bad. And that's what I'm trying to... The reason I try to tilt you even more is that you recognize that it's not your play that is bad. Because if you rewatch what you're doing...
doing better, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, all you need to do is, like, not focus on the results, focus on the now.
Yeah.
What can you do in that particular situation that can help you?
Yeah, it's psychological warfare.
It is. At this point, it really is.
I mean, that's a core part of any sort of like competitive thing anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, on that note, do you want to make our way to game 2?
Yeah. Let's see Senpu versus Sukamansa. So, yeah, so this happens because you set up the bracket in a way that basically made them the next two people, which is, I don't think they played. Did they play last week? I'm not quite sure.
I can't remember, but
all I know is that Sukamansa is like getting more and more dangerous every week. Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's like he's also one of those, like, basically what happened is that we have Sukamansa and we have Maku, who are like the tryhards of the BLF, and they just joined the BGF to be tryhards here as well, which is good. because we are a team.
They're making us work harder.
No, but that's really good. Especially, I really like that Sukamatsu playing Faust because Release Bogus, my nemesis, who gatekeeps me in every tournament that he's in, that I'm also in. He's a Faust player, so yeah, I need the practice.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be a bad matchup for Leo, but I feel like I don't struggle against Faust online. It's just Sukamatsu that I can't really beat, but at the same time, it's not as super one-sided as it would be against say Maku or why not? So like yeah, like last week I had a really good time fighting against them.
I mean, it's good because I don't get to face him with it. I think I faced him like once, maybe on his debut week, but that was it.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, I think that's the only time I fought him.
Oh god damn. Next time I get the spoon, I'll be sure to beat you guys together.
Oh yay. Can't wait. There we go.
Yeah,
I still like the... It's like whenever I think the best way to describe the difference between your Leo and Senpu's Leo is like the Ryu and Ken.
Okay then.
Because like, and it's not because one of you is more aggressive than the other, because you're both very aggressive, but you're aggressive in different ways.
Yeah, I mean we should be as a Leo, but...
Yeah, but I'm still like, even though like this game is like, it gets criticized for not having enough player expression, like the general like game plan that you guys have are completely different.
Yeah.
Because like you never do the Senpu special, which is pretty much just like throwing out a projectile, RCing, then dashing through and trapping the opponent between the projectile and yourself. I never see that from you.
Yeah. It's like I don't actively think about situations like that to be in, even though I do recognise, hey, this would be a good tool to add in. I don't know, it's just my general playstyle leads me to not find that as useful.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain why, but I don't know, it's just maybe because I don't hunt for it when I'm fighting.
Yeah.
But how would you consider how would you say the difference between my playstyle and Adam's?
Well, there we go, the Senpu special.
Yeah.
So basically I would describe the Senpu playstyle as a let's get into a situation where that I can convert into a combo, whereas your playstyle is more like dash up and block, and it's just like, why the fuck would you ever do that? And it works sometimes because people expect you to be aggressive, so they just like respect you running up and blocking.
Yeah,
so your playstyle is more like I'm gonna do something that's not necessarily reasonable, and you're just not going to know what to do with it.
Yeah, I like to make people guess.
And that's
why I play mix up.
Yeah, and that's so the reason that I failed to parry you is because you do shit like that, and the reason I failed to parry Senpu is because he knows exactly I'm gonna parry, so he's doing something to avoid it. So it's essentially the same result, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, So essentially, what I'm doing is like when I'm playing a Zero, I'm trying to get you to think, all right, he's going to do this, and then I'm just doing something else. Mix up, basically.
Oh yeah, we'll run up and block mix.
Yeah. Yeah, and like my approach is way more. I want to grindy, like I dash in and just forcefully make my way in, when I suppose Adam would be a lot more classical, it'd be more of a normal anime game where he's using dashing movement, air dashes a lot more.
No, he's more like a combo guy. Like every time you pick up a game, he just goes to combo tries and just does them. Whereas you tend to be a bit more like you know your basic shit, and then it's just like Hail Mary.
I don't like the way you're describing it. I like to feel like I'm a lot better at finding like cool non-combo tech, like setups, I want to say.
Okay.
Like I like doing combos obviously, but I just find it easier as a person to like find just like silly setups, or like even optimizing you know, not optimizing, but like making optimal combos more practical. Like a lot of the time, like I'll see something that Aaron does, and I'll be like, right, that's good, I'm flashing, but I want to make it optimal.
Okay. I'm not sure if he's doing things that are not optimal, but yeah.
Sorry, not optimal, more just more practical, I should say.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what you mean by practical, because if you have an optimal combo, that's by definition practical.
No, I say like optimal would be like, yeah, you're in the right situation and you can push the right amount of damage when,
yeah.
I don't know, like I try and find ways to just combo where I can just use it like 90% of the time.
So you want more like general, so like basically like, yeah, so overall like usefulness that we mean. So you're not looking for the situational shit, you want to have the bread and butter for them.
Yeah, no, like, obviously there's room for situational combos, but I don't know, like when it comes to like, you know, getting and doing unexpected stuff and flashy shit, I like the setups more, I reckon.
Oh yeah, like converting from stray stuff is one of my favorite things, because I know this game enough at this point that I can just like, I have this split second reaction that's like, oh, I could probably just do this, and then it works. But that just comes with, you know, putting the time into the game.
Oh yeah. And the only problem with that is, with the amount of time we have in this game, it's difficult to get to that level with other games, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we are a Strife team, so like first and foremost we need to be good at this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's always fun, you know, playing other games, and it's just like with you're picking up other games as well, especially when Street Fighter 6 comes out.
Yeah. Or Tekken 8.
Yeah, that as well. I'm way more hyped for Street Fighter though.
Well, same, because
because we actually see like new shit for Street Fighter.
The only Street Fighter character I ever cared about is Marissa.
So you don't like any other muscle mummies from Streets?
Like who?
I mean like Chun-Li's.
Chun-Li's not a muscle mummy, she's like fit, but she's not like a muscle mummy.
I mean like she's muscly for a woman though.
Yeah, but the point of Marissa is that she's like like fucking powerlifter guy kind of muscle.
Yeah, that's
on a
like
woman.
A dude's physique.
Yeah, it's like clearly like physically impossible like muscle mass for a female without steroids and shit.
Well, it's going down really popular with the fan base, so all power to you.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why, because like fighting games tend to have like these over-sexualized waifu characters, so the game would sell well, and then you don't get the different type, like clearly
it's like male characters in games get all these different body types, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Look at this lanky boy on screen.
Exactly.
And this absolute Chad beside him. Like,
so that's why I like the idea of Marissa, because you're gonna get like unrealistic characters anyway, so you might as well just have like a muscle woman.
Like I still think there's a place for like attractive women.
Yeah, but it's like if ever like it's
say conventionally attractive.
No, but like what I mean is like if you just look at like Tekken 7, like literally every female has the exact same body, like no difference.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't matter what age they are, they all look like 19.
Yeah. Well, I do apologize to Senpu and Supermaster that we had such a ramble over the game, because it is a good game.
It's a good game, but hey man, is a DJ.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be a bit more respectful towards the players that are actually playing, because it just sometimes it feels like that even though when they deserve like credit for some really cool shit that they pull off, we just talk about like absolutely unrelated shit.
Yeah, legally fighting game related shit. No, like I went into this thinking, yeah, I'm going to like talk about the game and I think I commented on our game like once or twice.
Yeah, which was, oh look at that lanky boy. And that was the reference to the game.
Nice. Now here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try and be professional for the final game.
Yes, game 5.
Oh, a good burst from SN2, learning from me, I reckon.
Oh yeah, that's the other cock special that I love, the run up and gold burst.
Nobody expects it.
I mean, true.
I mean, you do, but never when I do it.
I think I managed to block that maybe twice or maybe 3 times altogether in like BGF times.
Back in BGF times.
So I mean it's the, like Monday Night Rollback.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I think in training, like when we just like
sparring. Oh, a good power bomb from Senpu. Is it going to be a wall break?
It is. I would have, even though I've seen this happen, I didn't remember, but if you get a wall break with not a super and you have the bar, you're probably going to blue RC after like landing.
I mean, like, I don't blue RC that much personally, but
I started doing it because it's really nice.
Yeah, it's good sometimes.
It's like, okay, the opponent can just come up to me. If I press blue RC, I can actually like slow down time and see what's happening.
No, like it just, yeah, lets you just react, like go for the air grab or even just avoid the move. Also good zoning from Sukamansa. Do you think Sukamansa will take off our vacancy for BGF zoner?
I mean, he already has. Like the way you play Faust is, like, if you're full screen, you're throwing stuff, and if the opponent's coming in, you just use the absolutely massive overhead that hits almost full screen.
Yeah. So glad it seems to be nowadays. That would just be.
Even though it's slow, we're still eating it because we've tried to crouch block it every time.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't get to play against many if I someone.
Well, I think my peak play against the high level Faust was the ESL. Was it the? Well, what do you call this stage? Not the group stages, but the one after.
Knockout.
Knockout stage. So when I played him in the knockouts, that was like proper like ass clenching.
Arse clenching, was that? Yeah, against Nocturne.
No, not Nocturne, it was it was square one in that tournament. It was square one.
Nice, good memory. But yeah, well done to Sukamancer, just ending it, finishing it off there with some really good zoning. Keep him out, like, what else to call it, really? Like,
he's a zoner.
I didn't want to be the first guy to say it about him.
So, yeah, so that's him through, so that means the second round is me against Reinhardt and Marco against Sukamancer.
Yep, the two initiates battle it off.
Yeah, against each other. Nice. I really put that sentence together.
Yes, we are big brain, word good people.
So yeah, let's waste no more time then, and let's see myself against Reinhardt. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Yay!
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And up next we have Reinhardt versus yourself.
Me.
Yeah.
It's me. Nice.
Didn't know what to say.
Well, I know what to say. I absolutely despise this matchup.
Do you know what I say to that? Heavenly Potemkin!
No.
Damn. Heavenly Potemkin. No.
I'm not going to like drink to my own funeral.
Just wants to give you a hug.
I made the mistake of being player 1 again.
So no. You are forever banned. Brother, you are banned from the player 1 seat henceforth.
Yeah, that should be.
Yeah, we'll see.
Although it's probably not against Reinhardt because I don't want him to get contact and then just get like an absolute roll. So Yeah, this was me after a KI tournament, so I basically had like Monday to practice.
Nice.
And not even the full day, because obviously I was going to the hospital and getting cancelled again, so it was like it was a clusterfuck of a day. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna spend a couple of hours trying to get my muscle memory back and get to game. Which means that I had every disadvantage against Reinhardt I could get.
Well, it starts off a bit slow, but look, you've got it's all going good now. You're keeping your aggression up, and you get busted.
Yeah, I should really look at his meter and not jump too much. At least not jump in when he has like 50 meter, because this is gonna happen.
See, that just makes me look bad. Me like singing your praises, and when you get grabbed, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't make me look better.
Oh, you're getting clapped.
Oh, I just hate that. Like, basically anything he whips, I need to be like knowing that he's gonna whip it. I need to know that he's going for a move that he's going to whip, and then I can punish it. Because if I see it coming out and then I go in, no, that's not happening. So he can do about Potemkin as much as he wants. Potemkin is not a shit character.
Potemkin's gone from bad to just mid now.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think he was ever bad.
Yeah, you can win with every character in this game.
No, but that's the thing, like with Potemkin you need two situations that you need to win. And then, like, also if you just trade, you don't trade with Potemkin. You just fucking lose. Because every hit that you give Potemkin is gonna give you like twice the damage back.
True, but because everything he has is, well, most of what he has is really slow, it's supposed to be, he's not supposed to get that off as easy.
Well, the trade is a trade. But at least my execution is okay this week, because I could do this. I'm getting used to my hard stick.
Nice.
No, I really do. Like at this point, I can't remember what it feels like to have a soft stick. God damn it. There's no, you cannot put this any other way.
High end low tension.
Like, yeah, like a soft spring, I guess.
Soft spring. No, spring still sounds a bit dodge.
Okay. Well, okay, there's no way to put it right now.
That's funny on this way, just keep saying it.
So yeah.
And now he's very much just not letting you in.
Well, what I'm trying to do is like do as many empty jumps as possible until he goes for a prediction, and then I make him guess wrong. But if that doesn't happen, then there we go. If I didn't burst that, I would be dead.
Oh, a good air grab from yourself, though.
I love to air grab Potemkin because it's so funny when his tiny wee head just like comes out of that Beyblade.
You just erase most of the muscle mass doing it.
And it flips, of course.
Oh.
I cannot wait to get heavenly. There we go!
Oh, no.
I kind of forgot that this happened, but I was just like jumping around. He has like chip damage health. I'm like, I'm gonna get heavenly.
The man knows you love a good pogo.
Yeah.
Well, it's not lost yet. We've all received our next free one more time.
Yes. Not against Rhino, no. The one thing that I would say is that every time I fight a Potemkin online, regardless of the floor, I can just say, oh, at least it's not Rhino, so I can actually win.
That's something I sometimes struggle with. Sometimes it really is that heavy.
No, but the problem is that he knows my game plan, whereas other Potemkins online don't necessarily know that.
Yeah.
So like him just knowing what I'm doing puts him in such an advantage because he needs to guess right twice. Right, oh yeah, I remember that was him messing up a buster, and then just got a regular punch which gave me this.
Yeah, right now it's similar to the jailer where, yeah, if you just give them games against you, they're going to figure you out.
Yeah, although with jailer I definitely have more games than all of the BGF combined. I mean, against me. Like I can easily like I can see that we have over like 10,000 games of this one between us.
You know what? The games of us are just so rapid fire. I wouldn't even surprise me. Oh. Got an upper battle for yourself. You've got Potemkin's huge health and burst.
It's always an upper battle against Rhino.
Yeah.
Especially when he throws out the wall, it's like, okay, if I jump in, he's going to either like jump up and hit me like that,
brother.
or he's just gonna heat my phone as I'm coming in. So there's no winning. Like if the wall is coming towards you, the only thing you can do is block the wall.
Yeah, I think you're the true Potemkin Doomer of the VGF, my guy.
I'm not Potemkin Doomer. I know exactly what Potemkin does, and it fucking annoys me.
If
I was a Potemkin Doomer, I would say that, oh yeah, Potemkin's shit, because if you throw at the ball, the only thing you can do is like heat knuckle or just like jump up and hit the opponent, which is exactly like 0 that the opponent can do in that situation.
Well, now it's like you're more of a like, oh no, I'm going to fight a Potemkin, no.
It's not Potemkin, it's specifically Reinhardt. I don't care about Potemkins. I'm fine with those. But yeah, him in specific, like, it's just at this point we have played so many times that it's just the amount of reads I need to get right is about 4. The amount of reads he needs to get right is about 2.
Yeah. So
it's still like, even if we are on the same level, just guessing right twice is better than guessing right 4 times.
Well, if anybody watching knows why the pros rate him so low, why don't you give us a wee why don't you tell us in the comment section below?
Yeah, that would be the first comment we ever received. That wasn't me.
Do you like my little show, guys?
Your what?
My little show. I'm just like,
how is that show?
You know, it's like all by the algorithm. Like the more comments you get, like.
Okay. That you can get away with that being shill because otherwise, it would just be like advertising. But yeah, let's get into the next one.
Yes.
So, coming up next, it is none other than the 2 initiates of the VGF, Maku and Sukamancer, also known as the tryhards of the BLF.
Nice. Well, let's hop into it.
So, yeah, I remember last week when these 2 fought, and I just remember Sukamancer just sitting down for the second perfect on the first round.
Oh god, yes.
And he was just like, Mark, I just want to fucking play this game, please.
Please.
But Mark was not, like, he would just not let him have any fun. There's the no fun allowed Kai zone.
Mark's just using his, like, how many years of Shoto experience just to absolutely annihilate him.
Super Shoto.
You better stop whinging about Shotos and start sounding like a tier god.
I only know that Rotate God is just either a troll or a terrible person.
I think he's just a piece of shit.
Yes. There we go. Come on, Maku, you can do your round 1 perfect.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Yeah. Was that from memory or was that
I couldn't remember.
Oh, fuck.
I just remember that last week he had a double perfect in the first game, so.
Oh, he's got the pie afro like this.
Nice, he just mixed him into the throw. That is something.
Oh, but that's Maku expecting it now. I'm getting a spine combo off him.
Faust normals are so interesting. Also, like, just so you know, like, Sukamancer used to be a grappler player in like every game, so he was basically the Reinhardt of the BLF. So he decided that he was going to move away from grapplers, so he tried Nago for a week.
Did he say why he didn't want to play grapplers anymore?
I don't know if he did, but yeah, so he moved away from Potemkin, and then he started playing Nago, and then he decided that he's just going to go for Faust because it's better suited for his playstyle. And what he does with Faust is that he pokes, throws out the shit, and then he just grabs you. And He's basically playing Faust as a grappler.
It's just grappling with extra steps at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. Considering that the grab gives you the throw, and the throw is a good setup tool, it's actually a really good playstyle for Faust to just go for the command grab every chance you get.
That's right. The throw gives you the throw.
Yeah, the throw gives you the throw.
Ah, yes, proper alliteration, I like that.
Nice.
So you want the Technomancer bringing it back after that initial perfect. Let's see if you can bring this out.
He's not taking the perfects no more.
No more BP for super.
Oh, chip this man. Scumlipper! Oh, the standing low. That is one.
Oh, he missed his foot dive. Oh, and he gets it with the foot dive. Nice.
The TK jump dust. Perfect.
TK jump dust. Oh, alright.
Yeah, because it's just, well, it's not really TK, it's just a hop and then you do it, but it's almost like a TK, so it's like you barely get off the ground and you get it.
Yeah, that's closer. Oh my god. I can't help but feel like Technomancer just keeps getting a normal amount of meteor strikes.
I mean, well, considering the amount of shit that he throws, although that's another one, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like one of those, like, is it RNG? I mean, it is, it should be.
Technomancer's Technomancer regularly sacrifices to RNGs.
Or GGVT. I think, like, even though he's getting a lot of meteors, yes, but I think that the most vicious things that he gets all the time is the mini Faust.
Yeah, well, mini Faust is rough. I remember watching the Burn to Fight tournament, watching I think it was Rose Bogus playing against it was the new player.
Bernoulli.
Yeah, Bernoulli, yeah, it was. I think, yeah, it was like, it was a semi-finals, and like, it was actually it was Mini Faust that ended up killing Bernoulli.
Nice. Yeah, I had my fair bit of practicing with Bernoulli because, yeah, ever since he was at the VLF tournament, just right. And yeah, he kind of made friends with Jailer as well, so we just like had a couple of like sparring sessions. It's pretty good.
Well, it'd be good to get more games against them, especially with seeing what you can do with the new buffs.
Yeah. No, he's a really good mate, so that's good practice.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a nice guy as well.
Yeah. I mean, you would be hard pressed to find at least in the Scottish FGC, a person who's like not very pleasant to deal with.
Yeah, like nobody. Like we're all competitive, obviously, but not in like an RC way.
Yeah, it's like we know it's not for blood; it's just for fun.
Oh, another good command grab from Technomancer. Just getting.
So I'm not sure if that was the time, or if it's like the way it works, but obviously the throw was on fire. He got the second command grab, and as soon as he got it off, it just blew off the throw.
Yeah, I was expecting him to get another throw on low.
So I'm not sure if it blows it up because you get a second command grab, or the timing on the fire just wore off.
I don't know, man.
Well, that's just Faust tech, like it's really difficult to tell. That's Marky getting his revenge.
It's like, due to his random nature, there's just so many little pieces of so many little pieces of tech that rarely come up. But if you know it, you're getting good.
I mean, the throw is quite essential. You can get it at not random chance. So that is something you should know.
Yeah.
There are not that many items for posting in this game that you couldn't just know everything. Because
true, but it's learning all the little interactions that we do.
If you look at the Exard Faust, now that had so many items, great. Like half the shit that he was doing, I'd never seen. Like he actually has like a massive meteor, that just comes down and just covers half the screen.
Didn't he also have like levels that the items could come out? Like there was just a random chance that it would be a super version of item.
I guess yeah, like that's probably why the big meteor exists. Probably yeah. I'm not much of a Faust.
Enjoy it.
Well, I do enjoy Faust. I actually love this character. Like,
you're not a Faust player, honestly, but he's like a hard character to hate, just because he's.
No, it's not just that, but the entire design. Like I love creepy shit.
Yeah.
And I like when I first played XX, when I was not really into anime fighting games at the time. Like the three characters that I absolutely loved was Baiken, Faust, and Zappa. So, like Faust was one of those characters that I liked from the moment I knew what Guilty Gear was. So.
He's also just a really fun character to play casually.
Yeah.
I still remember us going. I think it was like my second month playing this game, and we were just playing. Just like casual like Faust off.
Yeah.
The absolute sheer chaos of that matchup was so fun. It was like Smash Bros but with the items on. I know most of our audience is probably like cringing like, ugh, Smash with like items. Ugh, it's not competitive, but
I mean Brawlhalla has items.
No. There's a community exclusive items in that game.
Well, okay, so the items are just either like weapons or bombs or mines and stuff. So it's like there's no like crazy stuff.
Oh.
Oh, marketing.
Richard Sukimatsu, bring it back. Oh, good. Stopping him from getting his lunch on the wall. Picks up a trumpet. Does he go for the throw? No, he doesn't.
It's the zoning.
They're both in the zones in this game.
I don't know why, but like ever since I started playing Guilty Gear, basically ever since I stopped playing Mortal Kombat, I just don't like characters with projectiles. I much prefer a character that has like a move that is a long poke that gets you in or pulls the opponent close.
What, so it's only after you stop playing?
Yeah, because in MK everybody has a projectile, like literally everyone.
Oh, alright.
So it's like I grew up with projectiles all the time. I just feel like it's much better to just get in and fight than throw projectiles from full screen.
I mean, like I think they're obvious. Like we're good. The right projectile can like shut an enemy down. Like we see it with every projectile from both Kai and Rio, where it's like a multiple hit projectile holds them down, and then with Angie, the slow moving projectile.
No, but Angie's projectile is clearly not used as a projectile because it's so slow. Like what you use the butterfly, especially.
Yeah, it's a lockdown tool.
It is, yeah. But it's like the way you use it is like okay because it goes and then it goes up and then comes down again. So like Angie's projectile is like a unique example of the projectile that I like.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. So you don't like. It sounds like you don't like zoning. You don't like projectiles when it comes to damage through zoning. You like them for. You like your projectiles to give you a bit of
an edge. Yeah.
Edge, yeah.
But yeah, it's just like. Yeah, I just don't really enjoy, like I would much rather have a move like Kabari.
That's how I default see projectiles. They're more as instead of a zoning tool. Well, I guess a bit of zoning, but more frustrating the opponent and having setting up a good assault for myself. Like,
yeah,
I see them as a lockdown move more than anything.
Okay, but that works if the projectile is like a low range thing. Like let's say Luke in Street Fighter 6. That's like his projectile is, unless you're using the heaviest version, it only goes like half screen.
And also, just so I can interrupt, we saw that so we had Superman Surge, but he had a bomb behind, he was going for a super and had a bomb behind Maku, and Maku had to find the perfect time to just, block and then jab out of like what it was going to do next. So, out of his command grab, that was some stellar play.
There was some grand finals.
Some like, the boy just knows the shit, pretty much.
Yeah. He's just, I don't know if he's natural or he just plays so much fighting games.
Do you reckon there is such a thing as a natural?
Yes.
Like it.
A natural means that you are really good at picking stuff up.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're going to excel, but as a base level you're starting at a higher point. That's usually what tends to happen with me in new games, like any new game. Like I tend to pick up the game quicker than my friends, but I tend to fall behind because I don't put the effort into it. Apart from finding it, of course.
Is that a specific fighting game thing, or do you just think that's like just?
No, it's been happening with non-fighting games.
Alright. No, I've noticed that about us. Like, well, at least for practical things, you tend to pick things up a lot quicker than I do initially.
Yeah, and then I just like, oh, I got this, and then I just don't put the effort in, and then I fall behind. This happened with like MOBAs and stuff most of the time.
Yeah, that's probably just more of a question. Do you enjoy those as much as fighting games? Obviously not.
No.
And we barely commentated that match as well. Not bad.
As usual. At this point, I'm giving up on hope that I'm ever going to have like a dry, analytic commentary with you.
I don't want a purely dry analytical commentary. The best, I feel like, as commentators, the best we can do for entertainment value is to still go for our flow, but just force ourselves to point out good plays.
Yeah, which is also what we're not doing. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm trying, okay?
Okay. Well, still, as a general rule, we're not doing it.
True.
So, so now we have the two contestants for the spoon, because
the most played matchup of them all, the two monkeys fighting for the spoon.
Oh yes. So it's yourself and Senpu, which is like it feels like at this point in the past couple of weeks we're just like settling into a ranking system.
Yeah.
Because it tends to be Ryan and Mako on top. Now Sukumas is getting up there, and then the rest of us is just like in the bottom three trying to like figure out who gets where.
Yeah, despite being the initiates, with Mako and Sukumas are doing really well for themselves.
Well, they're initiates in terms of responsibility, not in terms of skill.
Yeah. Like, we're not an actual formal organisation, so it's just what happened.
No, we're just a cult. I mean, we're not a cult. It's definitely not a religious organisation. And we don't worship the one and only GGBT.
GGBT, inshallah.
So, yeah, this is you in the spoon match again, and as you were going into it, you were just like...
Yeah, like I said earlier, I was just... it's not that I didn't give a fuck, but I had no confidence whatsoever. Hence why, as you see, I've been doing a bit more shabby, fully jabbing this shit.
Which kind of works.
Yeah. So I kind of think, like, looking back, like, I shouldn't have been so doing on myself. Like, I still think, like, my games against you, I was getting into some bad habits, but if I wasn't doing those, like, as long as I wasn't just dashing in, repeatedly, then I would have got you, I reckon. And then I was actually quite happy with this. I was thrown out I was going to get parried, but then I noticed it last second. So, yeah, I was like, I was a doony little baby about this, but overall I'm not distraught about how I was playing, other than getting caught by, how many DPs so far?
Every time you two play, it's just a DP fest.
Yeah.
Like, we should have like a DP counter whenever this matchup happens. I'm not doing it, but we should.
Yeah. One reason why I didn't actually choose to fight against Adam first, because I always feel like it's such a dice roll for our games. You never know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if that's like just a quirk of the of the Leo Mirror match, where everything is like, you know, high risk gambling at each other pretty much.
I mean, Silverback Challenge coming up soon, so...
Yeah, so I better get my practice in for that. Like, which I have been.
You can lose your title.
Oh, I don't want to, but... with the past few weeks, I feel like it's an inevitable. If I don't improve, it's going to happen.
Well, I'll consider that so the pay-per-view is coming up in 3 weeks' time. So
is it even? What was?
It's the 28th.
So I've still got some time yet.
But considering that I managed to get like pretty fucking decent at KI in 1 week.
Yeah.
And you have played this game for over a year now. Like well over a year. You can just, I don't think it's an issue to just sit in the lab, try out some new stuff, go online, test it.
No, I've got some new stuff, it's just, I've not really been using it because I've not had the time to do it or the mental fortitude this week to pull that shit off. Yeah, like, you can tell like, that I was just mentally rattled, like I was just showing off, like I've just been dropping combos out and on the phone. Like, what else is there to say?
Yeah, well that's the issue, that's something I've noticed. If you make a mistake that you shouldn't, like, you consider that you shouldn't make it on your level, that puts you in a situation where it's just like you start, like, you get in your head, you say like, oh yeah, I shouldn't drop this shit because I do this, like, you know, every day, every night, every single time I play this game. And that puts you in a situation where you start dropping even more because you're thinking about how you shouldn't drop it.
Yeah, you just need to just chill out and just play, like, let your instincts just let you play.
Yeah, I remember Rana saying that, do you think too much?
No, but that just sounds bad, doesn't it? It's like...
No, it doesn't, because like I think you think too much, but you don't think about what you're doing. You think about what you're not doing, and that uses so much mental capacity that you just end up with like no room to focus on the game.
I feel like when it comes to this game so far, for this round, I feel like I managed to achieve a bit of mental stability. Like even here, I was being like so patient. Like that's something that I struggle to do, being patient for a game with rumors.
That's funny because your nickname for a week was Patience Shit.
Patient shit.
And that's something that you pulled off against Reiner. Like you have been champ once, so you can do it.
Yeah.
Was it once or twice?
No, just once. I believe so.
So that's the jump.
I just need to integrate that into like when I'm actually playing seriously and not just like whatever.
I mean, it's if you can do a fast button, yeah. Sure. And jabs tend to go like 3-4 times depending on where you are. And that was simply trying to mimic your punch flurry.
Counter.
Well, that was a fast one. I can appreciate it.
I'm not quite the parry fetishist that you are, but I enjoy it.
It's just, I realize that liking parries is not a defensive thing, it's more of an offensive thing than anything. Because what you do is like, oh my turn ended, I'm gonna call out your punish.
But surely that, I don't know, like, surely that's just like a really high level form of defense. It's like, I know you're going to do this, but in response, or as a prediction, I'm going to throw it, I'm going to... It's defense, but with like initiative to it that isn't just blocking passively.
I mean, okay, so I think I can break it down. So if your parry game is nothing but finishing a string and then throwing out a parry to catch the punish, that's the lowest form of parry. The higher form of parry is like you see the opponent like move in or like jump in, any sort of like approach, and then you catch it. That's harder. That's much harder. So I guess it could. But it's more, like parry is like not necessarily a defensive thing, but it's definitely a more balanced thing. Because it's like it's an offensive move because it turns into a it basically gives you a turn.
It's defensive in the same way as somebody, you expect somebody to jump in and attack, you go and anti-air them instead of just stand block. It's still a defensive measure, it's just not passive.
Yeah, active defense. Yes.
And also, if I wasn't being a salty sardine, I could have actually got a really good punish off that. Got a full optimal headbutt combo. That's like half L shit, like, ugh.
Well, this is why I like it when you do the commentary on weeks where you get like really salty for no reason.
That's actually, yeah, that I actually remember getting so mad when his DP beat my super, but I pulled it back.
Yeah. Well, I didn't beat him, it was just a patch.
Yeah. So as you were saying.
No, like my whole point was that I like it when you watch all this back after, like, because obviously you're not salty now, but you were salty back then, so you can like reflect on yourself and not blame the beast.
No.
And then yeah, it's just like I would like to have like situations like this just open your eyes to being salty achieve nothing.
Oh yeah, like I know when I'm not salty, I know that feel well, it's just, I don't know, I'm just an irrational monkey though. Yeah, like, I don't know why my mental like just dropped this game. I don't think it was my mental one, more just because Adam was keeping a chill mind, he was just better at the adaptation game.
Well, that's probably the reason he was calm is because he knew that you were rattled.
Yeah.
And that's all he needs. That's why I was calm against you as well. Because I just, like, as soon as I got like one move that started tilting you, I was just like, yeah, okay, this is all I need to do. Well, unfortunately, this room stays with you again.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, it was just having the spoon 2 weeks beforehand, the K tournament, and our match earlier. It just, I don't know. I kind of just didn't give a fuck about this match, but I feel like getting two game wins off the feeling like that. Like, it really shows that, yeah, if you have that mental calmness, like, you're just going to be playing a lot better.
Yeah.
So if I can, like, just integrate that calmness, like, not just constantly dashing like I was doing in your game, like, mix
Well, that's the thing, like, you've been doing that before. You were doing that when we were going to tournaments, like, every week.
Yeah.
You were perfectly fine just doing, like, your calmest games every week as we were doing the Monday Night Rollback. But as soon as the tournaments kind of stopped and this was the only thing that we were doing and there were like no outside tournaments out of this, that's when your mental started to deteriorate again. So I just don't understand how you managed to get such good mental after playing tournaments and get back into
it's because like, yeah, I know full well it's because I was getting results, I was getting validation that, hey, I'm actually decent at this.
Yeah, but like, how does that fade? I just don't understand. If you go back and see the results of the tournaments that you've been playing, like every single tournament that we played, you eliminated me.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, you know that you can do it. So I want to understand the reason why you suddenly lose confidence, even though that is exactly what you have done for like weeks.
I don't know.
At the end of last year, it's just that's to me, it's just weird. I cannot.
I'm too results driven.
Okay,
I know that.
But like, again, in that case, your results should be like countering certain situations rather than winning games, because then you will suddenly see results again.
Mm. No, like I was practicing like a few days ago, and I think I had a much better mindset about it.
Well, now it's gonna have to be next week, but you get to pick the bracket again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's keep a good mental for the next week.
Well, I might just be spicy about it, and then just like roll the dice and just be like, let's see who I'm up against. Chicka chicka chicka. Roll.
Sure.
That could be
Up
fun.
to you. But yeah, so with that out of the way, we only have one game left.
And yeah, it was about time we got to
the grand final.
Who shall win in this most glorious of matches?
Yes, is it going to be the Reign of Terror carrying on?
Or is it going to be a Reign of Terror starting up again?
It's like either of these guys have been winning like quite a few weeks now. So I think I do actually need to put some time into Strive now, as opposed to just like practicing all these other games. so I can actually like challenge them.
It should be get a good mix going. Like as long as if you're playing enough Strive to remember to keep muscle memory up, know what you're doing, but still play other games to have general fighting game knowledge, I reckon you'll be good.
It's not that I don't have the muscle memory. It's just like sometimes I just go like, shit, what button I press here, or something like that. Like, I mean, that's kind of muscle memory if you want to like break it down like that. But all it takes for me is like a couple of games to sort of like shake myself back into Strive.
Good.
But
yeah, like I'm the same with tournaments. Like, just like as long as if you're playing a different game, just make sure you play the absolute fuck out of the game that you want to compete at the day before, and then you should. At least I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to have some new tech because I think I have reached a point with biking that like I don't do anything that is like challenging my skills because I know all the high execution stuff that I needed to learn over the summer. I already know, so I need to like go for stuff that are like one step above my current execution level. So I did like some weird like jump cancels or some shit. But yeah, I've been having fun with all these other games that we were having tournaments for. So I was just like neglecting Strive for this reason.
No, it's all transferable skills, so it's not a loss by any means.
No, it's not. It's definitely not a loss, but it's just I need to go back to like Strive biking specific stuff, just so I don't start falling behind because that's the last thing I want.
Nice.
So
yeah, do you want
let's get into the last one.
Nice.
The grand finals. Finally, the time has come.
We know who the belt holder is, but
the belt holder? No, we don't.
Fuck!
That's what we're going for.
Shitting fuck! Oh no! Alright, so obviously it's as epic as I thought I would say, ladies and gentlemen, because I fucked it.
That's fine. So,
but who will be crying this review? Terror of these Bonny Hills.
Nice, Bonny Hills.
Really nice.
It almost sounds like Benny Hill. Whenever these two fight, it's generally like interesting to see how we'll go because it's like it could go either way. Yes. Well, it's the same with any match.
Oh yeah, but with these two because they're just that higher. They're definitely a step above the rest of us when it comes to, well, let's say consistency at least.
Okay. That empty jump to block is not something I see right now, dude.
No, for me, I just like, it's like empty jump to just, oh great, I've been grabbed again, nice. And yeah, just like keeping up with the tempting pressure up against the wall. Oh, what was that? Was that a whip buster, do you think? No, sorry, with mega pistol?
I'm not sure.
Like you just sort of jumped out of nowhere.
I could have just been to avoid the DP.
So why don't you just like block and then bust them?
I mean, he tends to jump instead of Buster, so yeah, it could be. I absolutely despise the impact. Even though I'm the one person who has an answer for that, it's still annoying.
Of all the hint that is bullshit, that's probably one of the things I'm least annoyed by. Like, most of the time I'm good for not getting busted from it, so I really don't care that much.
Okay. No, it's just like...
Oh, double part, and it fails though.
It's just the amount of chip it does.
Just tap your perfect block. Sorry, perfect block.
I mean, you can do that as well. That also stops it.
But it does take up a surprising high amount of meter.
No, I mean it's the just block.
Oh yeah.
You could just block it and it's fine. But I wouldn't risk it, I would rather parry this. Although it's roughly the same, yeah, it's about the same amount of frames you have.
Still, it's I just prefer to keep it safe, just with a bit of rust like we need to perfect block through that.
Yeah, but you're not a parry guy like me. I like my 1-2 frames of prediction.
No, I just feel like with Leo's parry, obviously being locked behind a stance where you can't block or jump, it just leads itself more to being like, oh, my string fucked up, I better like try and just catch the punish. Or like, you know, you wait. There's less room to be predictable about it, I feel.
Okay.
No, it's just because I feel like you're more locked in, like with Leo's back turn.
Yeah, but you always have two options. If you have a jump in, you can just press punch, which is pretty much a 6p.
Yeah.
Or you can just parry.
Yeah, I can up my parry again.
Yes, as always.
And also, why is the wall deleted down?
I think he just traded with it, so I don't know. Cause the wall wasn't supposed to get deleted anymore, so I'm not quite sure. Why not?
Good shit, why not?
Good shit.
Yeah, well, I've fucking done it.
I wish we could just mod that into the game, it would be so fun.
I mean, like, is it that difficult modding our choice firearms?
I mean, not really, but I just don't really have the effort.
Yeah, then that's something I want to do it. But it'd make for like a big surprise, just out of nowhere. We play that voice line like after Reinhardt gets it in. To see how many people like think we're going insane. What's all usually saying?
Yeah, people tend to say that Kai is not that good. His neutral is good, but his combo potential is not that great, which I guess is okay. It's kind of valid, but
his, I don't agree with that. Like, I think he has like much better pressure than so back then for the pressure. Yeah, it's better pressure and better neutral. Or at least he has much longer block strings.
I think the only character that has better neutral than Kai is Testy.
True, yeah.
I cannot think of any other character that has better neutral.
Faust, maybe?
No, because Faust doesn't really have a projectile. Not much screen control, it's just the random stuff and you can just poke with the Skullfur and that's it.
Yeah, like, no, I think you're right, yeah. High from it, high intensity. Maybe Dragoon as well,
I guess. Kind of.
But with Vegeta, I feel like it reaches. No, I'm thinking wrong about that. Because with Vegeta, I feel like it reaches to a certain point, especially when it's just like, yeah, you're going to have to like chuck that yo-yo and like try and run in or something.
Yeah.
And guys just like, just gonna get out, bro.
He can get on his own terms. And then just spam projectiles when you're slightly further away. It's always so much fun.
Never would have expected that.
What? The thing is busted?
Oh shit, he does his move, god damn. Being zoned out.
I wish I could do something like this. I kind of can because when I throw out Kabari, it's similar, but it doesn't always work.
Oh, does he run into the wall?
Right, is that?
No, it's just right.
Oh,
no!
blue RC. God.
So we're going into game 5.
I mean, that's what you expect from a grand final, to be like game 5 because it's like the two absolute best performers.
Yeah, you like to think we're equal. It's always hyped to see the bracket we set in a W1 tournament.
I remember the last Strive tournament with the reset bracket and everything. And knocking over pizza time.
Nice. Well, what Central and Pizza Time seem to be of each other, so that's good.
I mean, it was clearly an old focus, so
yeah.
Who would be mad at that?
I mean, like, if you're going to be who doesn't understand being hyped for the bonus? Yeah.
Oh, it didn't bounce. That was pretty good.
That was about to be the sickest shit ever.
Ah, yes.
Reasonable damage.
Stupid big grapplers.
Yeah, who needs much? Just grab this. Let's go.
I love to lose 60% of my health in a single interaction.
Yeah, I find the grappler matchup no matter. Well, at least in anime games can work.
I don't mind grapplers, I actually quite enjoy them, it's just I don't like power grapplers. I prefer the more like agile sort of like
partial grappler.
It's like it's like the strike through like command grab mixes. I don't prefer those. Or maybe like
I like
parry grabs, those are also good, like Dragon Orb. Basically almost anything that Asuka does in Tekken.
I agree with you there. I just don't. Obviously I like their design. I think Tenku's really cool, but I just don't like being that slow.
Yeah. I don't necessarily mind being slow if I have a parry. Well, there's Maku taking the absolute belt.
Nice.
That's the new name, the absolute belt.
Scum dipping his way into victory.
Scum dipping the way to victory. Nice. So yeah, there we have it. This is the podium, which is almost exactly the same as last week, apart from Reinhardt and Maku changing places, to be honest.
Yeah.
So this is why I said it kind of feels like that there's like an internal sort of ranking just like happening.
Yes.
So we need to mix this shit up. We need to like.
I know. I don't like being clearly the worst. It's not good.
No, but then again, like being the worst in a fairly decent team, that's still pretty good. So
true, like there is some high level play, so it makes it less bad. But it's still a position I'd rather not be in.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to hold the spoon, but. Yeah, that's why we have the spoon, because if you have the spoon, that means that shit, I need to get better, so you need to pass it down to somebody else, and then somebody else goes like, oh shit, I need to get better, and then it passes down to somebody. That's kind of the idea of the spoon. If you have the spoon, you want to get better, you need to get better. So yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good gauntlet, considering that I was ready to not take part in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I did, because I did have some fun. So
well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I hope the audience enjoyed watching as well.
Yeah. This gauntlet was less exciting than usual, because the end result was pretty much the same as last week. But
it's good having the full crew going, so that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
And who knows, maybe next week we might get Riddle in.
Well, fingers crossed. Because if we get a 7-man bracket, editing duties are going to be much harder. Well, not much harder, but
yeah. I know. We just need to rejig the format. I'd reckon, as long as only the person who got first place. As long as only they get the bye, we can have it so it's 3 matches to start off with.
Oh no, we're definitely going to change the bracket. It's just like, there's still going to be more games.
Yeah, that's only going to be one more game if you think about it.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, it's still more.
Yeah, but it's not like 3 more.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It's not quite there. It's not quite as bad as it sounds, I reckon.
Well, we shall see.
Having one more game.
But at least we're going to have a new character as well, not just a new player, so that's also good. It's still just the Leos that are doubled up. Yay! I'm happy about this, because it was going to be like, when Maki initially joined, it was going to be a Leo for him as well, and then when Sukamans joined, he wanted to be Potemkin. I was like, I don't want the competition with 3 Leos and 2 Potemkins. No way.
Oh god, that made me want to quit as well.
Well, I'm glad we have like a good mix of characters at this point, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. So far so good. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go, because we have been talking for long enough.
We have places to be, things to do, and both of those things include going to bed and going to sleep, my guys.
Yeah, also practicing some Strive for next week, so...
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye and good watching.